What is happening, everyone? My name is Phil with Think Make Do, and we are back on our renovation project here in Southern California. And today we are tackling a problem that I've been thinking about for a week, and I've honestly been avoiding, and that is the plumbing and sewage for the new washer dryer drain location, which is going to go over here. And as you can see, I've kind of started work. So let's just talk about this. There is no existing drainage or water lines over in this section, because this used to be the breakfast nook. Now, there are two ways I can run sewage. It can run down the side through the floor and come out that way, or it can attach to this existing sewage line for the kitchen sink. And so I'm opting for, I guess, the more simplistic method, which is connecting to this sewer line. Now, there's a couple things that have to happen for me to do this, and the pros and cons. The pro is that it's easier, right? I already have access here. It's a known sewage system, so it's safer to plug into. The con is that I need to bump this wall out so that I have some safe space to run my plumbing across here. This is wasted space kind of here with this bump out for the stairwell. So I'm gonna utilize it as like a cavity to run plumbing, and then it's going to come through on this bumped out 2x6 section here. And all of this is going to be behind the washer dryer. So you'll never see this part anyway. And this is a little extra deep. So we're not necessarily wasting space that we would otherwise be using functionally. So I think this is the best method for me, for the amount of effort I want to put in. I really just don't want to keep ripping up the floor, which is what I would have to do new plumbing. I'd have to rip up the floor there, come down across here, rip up the floor here, come across here, find the sewage drain line over here, and then connect it in. And that would be the more pro way to do it, but I'm just tired of ripping up the floor, and I was planning on bumping this wall out anyway. So that's the plan. Let's put some gear on, time lapse it up, and show you what we're doing. Let's go. All right, just a quick update on the washer dryer plumbing and gas that we're working on. And there's gonna be some slight changes to the design after I talked to my plumber who was here to take a look at some other things. The problem with my current plan, which is to run all the plumbing through this portion of the wall, is that, say the washer dryer inlet, I guess for the sewers right here, I have to go down 18 inches to the P-trap and then make the P-trap, and that means I only have about 18 or so inches left to make the entire transition over to here, and I may not be able to get connected to this drain line with the proper angle. So what he recommended is I still run the drain line through the floor underneath, and the good thing is the joists run this way, and I can run the sewer line all the way down and over and connect it. Well, you can't see it here, but connect it to the drain right there where this portion of the bathroom drain line comes in down here. And that does mean I'm gonna have to rip up another portion of the floor, which I was trying to avoid, but his quote to do the work was about $1,800. And I can certainly rip up the floor and repair it and do my own plumbing for the 1,800 bucks. What I'm not going to do is the gas line, and that's going to cost me $800 for 2 gas lines. This is the existing gas line here. He's going to run a line over there and then also run a line over there. Now, the reason I'm paying for the gas line and doing the plumbing myself is because, well, I don't have all the tools to properly customize gas lines. And it's, I guess, something I'm not as confident in terms of checking for leaks on the gas line and making sure that, you know, since it's under the floor system, I assume it'll be a little more difficult. So we'll leave that up to the professional. If it were just a simple capping of a gas line or moving something, you know, above the floor level where I can see everything, I think I'd probably do it on my own. But, you know, for some things I don't want to take the chance. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's continue on. All right, everyone. I think this plumbing job is complete for the kitchen and the washing machine. So let's just recap. I just needed to get some more fittings, which I did last night, and so I was able to finish this up this afternoon. So I've got shark bite expansion fittings, or shark bite connectors, going from the original copper going into my Pex-A expansion plumbing. And so I've used these I think half MIP connectors to reuse my old fittings. I guess this is still good stuff. And then my hot and cold water lines, I guess there's two ways you can do it. You can buy the real colored red and blue Pex-A tubing, but then you're kind of, I don't know, I feel like you're wasting money, because now you have to figure out how much of the red you need, how much of the blue you need. And so I just bought white in a larger quantity roll. And then I just bought some painter or some electrical tape, and I color coded it. And, you know, will the electrical tape last forever? No. But for the purpose of my installation, I know now exactly, pretty evidently, what is what. It goes around this bend and makes its way over this other bend over to my washing machine water lines right there. Now, in terms of total cost, I did talk to a plumber before I did this, because I have a good relationship with one. And just for the washing machine, the drain line for the washing machine, so all of that, the pipe bend here for the P-trap, the clean out, and the piping that goes under the floor over to here. He was going to charge $1,400 just for that work. And then the water itself, the hot and cold water lines, would probably be at least another $1,000 to run it from that outlet box with the hammer arresters all the way over to the water lines. And I probably would have gotten charged a little bit extra because I also replaced, I cut the ABS down here and replaced all of this with new ABS plastic, 2-inch, up to this 1.5-inch reducer. And I replaced all of this stuff over here up to this point and put in new ABS instead of the old steel or the old iron. And I have the vent line coming all the way around, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't part of his quote. So all in all, at least $2,500 to do what I just did. It took about a full day, 8 hours, maybe $150 to $200 in materials. Obviously, I have a good amount of the tools necessary to do this job, but I'm pretty sure for $1,000 in tools, you'd end up saving at least $1,000 to $1,500 if you pursued this work on your own. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Not all the work I do has a quote attached to it from a contractor, but for something like this, I mean, water and draining is all about gravity, right? So if you know that things need to tilt for sewage water to go down, you're usually in a good enough position. And Pex-A is a very convenient and simple plumbing solution for a do-it-yourselfer. I guess like a couple of decades ago, copper was the only way to do it, and you'd have to sweat the lines. And sweating copper lines is an acquired skill, I would say. But managing Pex-A compression fittings is a much, much smaller degree of difficulty and learning curve. And I think really anyone can do it. So hopefully this video gave you some insight into the process, and we'll catch you on the next one.